Fabulous crowd here. The record crowd is over 93,000. Attendance for a Derby Day we had last year, twice only over 75,000, but it looks massive today. Correct weight? Yes, it is. Des Gleeson telling us correct weight after the Wakeful Stakes, 5, 12 and 1. Let's see what they pay.
Number 5, Hyrogram, 350 and 170. 12, It's Houdini, 660 and 1 Lashed, 210. Quinella, $66. Trifecta, $745.60, and the Exacta, $116.70.
So the favourite winning there's Gay Waterhouse has just come out of the steward's room.
She's with Denise Martin, who runs a lot of her syndication companies there, and they're just discussing something about what went on in the steward's room, where they quizzed Gay about what she said about Platinum Scissors. She assured everybody that the horse was well, and then within 24 hours he was scratched. So the stewards just want to inquire into that, and no doubt they'll give her a reprimand or something.
Let's go down to the presentation now after the Wakeful Stakes.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the connections of the winner, Hyrogram, of the Qantas Wakeful Stakes have been escorted to the mounting yard by Mr. Doug Reid, OAM, committee member of the Victoria Racing Club. And it gives me a great deal of pleasure now to introduce the chairman of Qantas, Margaret Jackson, to make the presentations.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here today to represent Qantas, presenting the Qantas Wakeful Stakes. Having been here a number of years and Qantas's long association with this race, I'm also delighted to know that I've got 3 fabulous tips for the Oaks in Hyrogram and It's Houdini and Lashed. So good luck on Oaks Day. It's now my pleasure to introduce the owner of Hyrogram, Jack Ingham. Well done.
Jack Ingham there, the proud owner. In fact, he's had a good day today with Planche getting a protest, and also the Wakeful winner, Hyrogram. Next up, let's check the field for the Amy Victoria Derby.
Number 1, Hellenist Stephen King. 3, Hydrometer, Kieran McAvoy. 4, Masquerado, Corey Brown. 5, General Minolta, Michael Rodd. 6, Ain't Here, Brett Preble. 7, Wild Heart, Darren Gauci. 8, Serpentire, Danny Nikolic. 9, Davidoff, Damien Oliver. 10, Diamond Jake, Nash Rawiller. 11, Sylvester, Greg Childs. 12, Grand Lover, Frankie Dettori.
Bookmakers here in the ring see it as a race in 2, Davidoff and of course the favourite Hellenist. And we said earlier that Hellenist, they'd probably gamble. They have. It's now out to yours for theirs.
So the bookies are gambling heavily against Hellenist. I think there's been a lot of sentimental support for Damien Oliver's mount, Davidoff.
Yeah, Davidoff. Well, you're sticking with Hellenist, and you've got a bit of a bank up at the moment as well.
Yes, I'm well in front, and I'm going to put the whole lot on Hellenist.
The only other one in under double figures at the moment is Hydrometer, but at this stage, it looks to be a race in 2, Davidoff and Hellenist.
Full race totes for race 6, the Amy Victoria Derby. 1, Hellenist, 260. 3, Hydrometer, 710. 4, Masquerado, 1450. 5, General Minolta, 3710. 6, Ain't Here, 1060. 7, Wild Heart, 2720. 8, Serpentire, 3140. 9, Davidoff, 420. 10, Diamond Jake, 1740. 11, Sylvester, 1260. 12, Grand Lover, 46.
You'd love fixed odds, wouldn't you? $2.60 Hellenist right now, $4.20 for Davidoff. Same barrier as the Saab Quality for the Amy Victoria Derby. 2,500, small field, any impact?
I don't think the barriers will have a lot of impact in this race. I think there'll be enough pace on to stretch them out, and they'll get their positions. Look, there's a lot of conjecture whether the Derby run in the spring should be 2,500 metres. It's a long way for horses who are perhaps not even 3 years old. Some of them, they're officially 3, but not actually 3 because their birth dates may be different from the 1st of August. So a lot of talk about whether they should shorten the race, but I don't think barriers will make a big effect on this race.
And who are you selecting?
Well, I'm going to stick with Hellenist. I think Hellenist is an outstanding horse. I think he's done everything right, and I see that I'm being backed up by Sean Bartholomew, who's tipping Hellenist as well. He's having everything on it. Every cent he's won today he's having on Hellenist. Graham Sampiri's gone with Hellenist too.
Perhaps Graham will hold the bet, but Hellenist, the big tip here from our experts. It's not only the betting, there's a lot of fashion here, and to tell us about it, here's Elise Mooney.
When fashion's on the field, started in 1962, no one believed they wanted to fuse fashion with horse racing. Well, now we've come so far, we actually have men's fashion on the field, and it's the second year in a row. And with me is Dom Bagnato, a man suit designer extraordinaire. Dom, what does it take for a man to be a stylish man enough to be in fashions on the field?
Well, for example, today, one of the ways of doing it is like Adam's done it, and that's show Derby Day tradition with checks and in plain, and keeping it dark but having it directional with the longer line.
Adam, that's quite a wrap. This is our winner, Adam Wells. What do you feel about having a men's designer of this calibre saying you look hot to trot?
I don't think it gets any better than that. When you get a wrap from a person who knows his stuff, I think that's pretty damn good.
And I understand your suit was designed over a few bottles of red.
Yes, well, David Medwin is the designer. He is a very close friend of mine, and he's done a lot of women's fashion in the time. And I said to him one day over a bottle of red, let's do a menswear thing and see how we go. And we did it, and here we are.
Well, it's wonderful to see men in fashions of the field, and what a stylish guy.
No doubt about that. Winners all round here at Flemington. Gai Waterhouse back in the steward's room at the moment. This is gathering some legs right now as we look forward to the AAMI Victoria Derby.
It's not David and Goliath, it's Davidoff versus Helenus. Precocious 3-year-olds racing over 2,500 metres at Flemington. This is where science gives way to raw courage and grit. Today in the run for the 148th Victoria Derby, the grandstand rides with Damien Oliver. Oliver and Davidoff. Stephen King and Helenus with a green shamrock for luck. The AAMI Victoria Derby today on 7.
The roses have come out for us. It's as though someone planned it. And of course someone did. Welcome to the first of 4 sainted days at Flemington. Welcome to the best racing carnival in the world. Ascot is for toffs. This is for the people. Here are the great rituals of the Melbourne Spring. Horses and fashion. Horses and fun. Horses and the punt. The punt, that's everywhere. Derby Day is racing's banquet. Blink today and you'll miss a Group 1. And you wouldn't want to miss the McKinnon or the Derby, which is older than the Melbourne Cup. Nearly all the great ones have tried for the Derby. Carbine could manage only second. Farlap bolted in 29, and so did Tulloch in 57. A mere matter of 8 lengths. Dulcify got there in 78.
Just in front, and Dulcify's won it.
And Octagonal didn't quite make it in 95.
Nothing like a Dane, 1 on a length, Octagonal.
So sit back and enjoy the banquet.
Such a history, hasn't it? The Victoria Derby with the greats over the years. Farlap and Tulloch. Interesting that Carbine was second way back in 1888. Bart Cummings wasn't around then. None of us were. But congratulations, Miss Melez. You've got a runner into the Cup, and we're all thrilled. It's not the same when you haven't.
Well, I haven't won it for a while, so it'd be nice to have another chance of winning it on the weekend.
3 years?
Tuesday.
3 years is a long time, is it, Rogan Josh?
Actually, honestly, I'm quite relieved that the horse is in. It's nice to have a runner for Mr. Wiley. Bill had a runner in Magical Miss, or entry at Winner Miss a couple of weeks ago. So it's nice he's got a runner and he's quite happy and more or less relieved that, he's got a chance of having a bit of fun.
She gets in with a light weight. There'll be a bit of a jockey merry-go-round over the next 24 hours. Who do you like to ride her?
Whoever can ride it the right weight. Corey Brown was expected to ride it if it went okay today, but apparently he's been committed to ride George Hanlon's horse, Mr. Pruden. So young Hewitt might be the boy.
Yeah, Craig Hewitt, a promising young apprentice. He's very cocky, very confident.
Well, that's what you need, and a bit of a break early in his career might be a bit of a good break. Start him off, hopefully.
What about for all the people watching today, Bart? I mean, a lot of people will back this horse because she's trained by you. You've won 11 Melbourne Cups. Do you give her a realistic hope of being competitive on Tuesday?
Well, Media Puzzle's a horse that they're all got to beat, really. His performance at Geelong, with every on a record, he beat the winner today by a couple of lengths and an effortless win. So really, whatever beats him will win. So he's very well weighted, and I always think that the plan was that he would be the main one of the Irish horses that come here in the Cup, and it seems to be the way it's going to be.
Are you happy with the number of Europeans that have come down here? Are there too many?
Well, if I beat them on Saturday, it won't matter how many come, I wouldn't care. Tuesday.
We need them a bit this year, though, Bart, don't we?
We do. As I said on Tuesday, breakfast with the Stars, it seems a foregone conclusion that they will win it. Which one, I'm not sure. But if I had a pick, I'd say Media Puzzle.
Media Puzzle. Well, Bart, congratulations. As I said earlier, it's not quite the same if you don't have a runner in the Melbourne Cup. We're rapt that you're there.
Well, it's nice to be here. Thank you.
Terrific. Bart Cummings with Miss Melissa in the Tui's new Melbourne Cup. Here's an interesting twist. Amy Derby favourite Helenus has been under 24-hour security for most of the week, while one of the owners of second favourite, Davidoff, has a doctor on standby this afternoon. With those details, Neil Kearney.
And if I start with one, bang.
John Kaplan had a habit he shared with Churchill, Castro and Clinton: cigars. So he named his Derby horse after his favourite cigar. And Davidoff is trained by Michael Moroney.
When Michael told me that this horse could be good, I said, well, it's about time we use the name.
So will the cigars come out if he wins the Derby?
You're not wrong.
They will?
No, I won't smoke it.
51-year-old John has had 3 strokes and he's forbidden from smoking cigars under any circumstances, even if the smoky Davidoff gets the cigar with the last gasp win in the Amy Victoria Derby.
Last night I couldn't sleep one minute.
Did you?
Now I've got to go to the doctor's today, get some sleeping tablets because, you know, I'm just recovering from my 3rd stroke, and it's important I get some rest. And
does the doctor favour you owning this horse, or would you rather not?
Well, I've got to have a blood pressure monitor put on me for a couple of days, and he's told me that he'll put it on me after the Spring Carnival.
How will your blood pressure be when they're coming down the straight in the Amy Victoria Derby?
Well, I'm going to ask the doctor to be there just in case.
Are you?
Yeah.
On standby?
Yeah, just in case.
Big John is a big owner and a big celebrator.
How loud are you going to get?
As loud as I can.
As loud as you can? Do you reckon the horse will hear you?
There will be no doubt that when he hits the home straight and I'm 600 metres away, he'll hear me.
Even if John can't savour a Davidoff, at least another partner in the horse is former Tui's boss Walter Bunyo.
I'm sure that the Derby trophy will look good filled with a little Tui's new in there.
And John, I guess with AAMI sponsoring the Derby, that's good insurance for you, is it?
Unfortunately, they don't want to touch me with insurance.
You're a risk, are you? The horse is more sound than you are.
Oh, there's no doubt there.
The other part owner, Tony Stevens, actually bred Davidoff's main rival in the Derby, Helenus. In fact, Helenus is stabled right next door here in the back straight at Flemington. You could say that Helenus is a passive smoker of Davidoff, the horse who likes to have a few snorts with his owner.
What are you going on about? Look. Look at the shirt. You believe after tomorrow you can buy a dozen of these. Just so long as he runs a good race tomorrow, that's all.
And we're all here to see it.
I hope you are. Because we'll bring down the grandstands, I can tell you.
You get a bit excited, don't you?
It's the only thing I've got left in life now. So I might as well enjoy it.
Loves his horses and loves life, doesn't he, John Capellan? Right now he's in the mounting yard with Greg Radley. Well, we're sorry about that, but you can see John there with Greg, but we might be able to go back to that in a moment. But he's the proud owner of Davidoff. He had that wonderful horse, Testarossa.
He's a great supporter of a lot of trainers, John Capellan, and loves a win, doesn't he? Celebrate.
He does love
It's got him
life.
in a bit of trouble, physically.
He's had to moderate slightly over the last couple of years. So this Amy Victoria Derby, is Hellenus over the line or not? Well, what are they doing in the betting ring? Here's Pat Welsh.
Well, the money has come from Hellenus, and I've got a sneaking suspicion that quite a lot of it could be yours.
Well, I've got to say at least 100,000 of it was mine.
There was flip of the coin odds available. It is no longer available. Back into the red slips the favourite for the Derby, Hellenus. There has been a bit of specking at long odds for Diamond Jake down in the down in number 10, and Davidoff, I should say, has slipped out a couple of points. So there we go. Hellenus now back into the red and a red hot favourite for the Derby.
Well, he's a quality horse. Won the Start, the Caulfield Guineas and the Amy Vars. Red Anchor won the Start, the Caulfield Guineas and the Derby, and also won the Cox Plate in between. But that's the last horse to have done what he's trying to do. Here's Hellenus with the shadow roll on. Be interested to see what the tote shows in a moment, because he was $2.60 the last time we looked, but he's done everything right. He only started racing in August, but he has swept the board this spring.
He wears that shadow roll because, as you see on screen now, he throws his head in the air. He'll do that in the race. And if he has the shadow roll on, that'll make him keep his head down and concentrate. As you say, he's got all the form. He's a beautiful horse. He looks great in the yard. He's my tip, and I'm very, very pleased that I've been backed up by Sean Bartholomew.
$2.10 he's down to at the moment. So there's the favourite for the Amy Victoria Derby. Hydrometer, what a run last start. He went from 1,400 win at Flemington up to the Norman Robinson and was narrowly beaten by Platinum Scissors. He was second behind Lashed in the Sires in Adelaide as a 2-year-old. Dexterous was third on that occasion. Blinkers off today. Probably they won't try and lead today with the blinkers off.
They're trying to get him to settle by taking those blinkers off. They want him to relax in the race so he can run the race right out. I've got him in my trifecta. I like the way he won here at Flemington. Then he backed it up with a good performance at Caulfield, and I'm happy to put him in my trifecta.
Masquerado, number 4 from the Graham Rogerson stable, 5th in the Norman Robinson, 3rd in the Spring Champion. Before that, won the Gloaming. Good, solid form on the way through.
Another horse that wears a nose roll. He can be unpredictable, this horse. He tends to wander about in his races, running in, running out. When he puts it all together, he's hard to beat, as we saw at Rose Hill. But he'll have to do everything right here today to trouble these.
It's been 28 years since a trainer has won consecutive derbies. It was Bart Cummings back in the early 70s. Now, Peter Moody's got 2 horses in this. The first, General Minolta, second in the Derby trial at Geelong. Not bad form. Second at Caulfield before that, and 6th in the start behind Hellenus.
By Nadim. I remember Peter trained a horse called General Nadim by the same stallion. They don't look anything alike. This is a real sort of hard, rugged little horse. Looks like a mountain pony, but look, his form's been good in the lower grades, but I can't see him troubling Hellenus.
Peter Moody's top hope is this one. Ain't Here. Had 2 wins at Flemington in May and June, and then in this preparation, 4th in the Prelude to the Guineas, 2nd in the Stut, and 3rd in the Norman Robinson.
He's been thereabouts, and he loves this track at Flemington. He's won twice here, and if you were going to put in a horse with a little bit of odds that might trouble Hellenus, this might be the horse, because horses that go well at the track tend to go well every time they race there.
Number 7, Wild Heart, stablemate of Masquerado. Won at Flemington over 1,800, the opening race on Turnbull Stakes Day, and then 3rd, beaten a fair way by Hellenus and Macedon Lady in the Amy Vars.
He certainly was. That race at Flemington is usually a good guide to the later staying races like the Derby, so a good guide coming there. 3rd in the Vars, well, no disgrace being beaten by Hellenus, but he was beaten 6.8 lengths, a long way off him.
8, Serpentire, 4th in the Amy Vars, 2nd at Flemington behind Wild Heart before that, 1 at Moonee Valley. Lightly race and improving.
Improving, as I say, it's coming through the lower grade races, and Danny Nikolic will take the ride here from barrier 2. He's trained out of town at Sutton Grange by Robbie Lang, so he's used to running up a very steep hill when he trains. Should hold him in good stead the last 200 metres.
9 is Davidoff. Well, he's a maiden. We saw Fire Oak win in 1990 and Reading in 1992. You had to go back to 1883 before that, since another maiden won the race. But his form is excellent. Terrific run. There's Damien Oliver. There'll be so many people cheering him home if he can win this race today. He's had no luck at Flemington and at Caulfield in the Norman Robinson.
It was a great run at Caulfield. He was climbing all over the back of the place getters. He couldn't get a fair crack at them in that race at the Norman Robinson. It was at Caulfield behind Platinum Scissors. Damien Oliver, he'll give him the champagne ride today. Damien Oliver, won't it be emotional if he can boot this horse home?
10 is Diamond Jake. Brian Mayfield Smith, the trainer, won the Derby with Handy Proverb way back in 1985. Didn't have a lot of luck at Geelong, when third in the Derby trial, fourth at Caulfield before that, won his maiden at Sale.
Trained on the track's going to help. Brian Mayfield Smith wouldn't be running the horse if he didn't think he had a realistic chance. I've got this horse in my trifectas. He's my roughie of the race. His form doesn't suggest he can trouble Hellenus, but I tell you what, it's consistent at the least.
11 Sylvester. Greg Childs has won a couple of derbies, Second Coming and Blackfriars in 97 and 99. This horse is a maiden like Davidoff. Sixth in the Norman Robinson. On pace, fourth at Flemington before that.
By that great stallion Zabil, and he's out of a mare called Kitty Cat, who was half crazy because I trained her, and he doesn't look anything like his mother, and he behaves a little bit better too. So, look, he's been running well without really troubling the top class ones. I don't expect him to do so today.
12 Great Lover took off, didn't he, in the Amy Vars and set the pace. Before that, 9th in the Caulfield Guineas, only win on the Sunshine Coast over 1,000 metres.
I can't see this horse winning. In fact, I can't see why he's here. I think he's totally outclassed.
Davidoff's part owner, John Capellan, with Greg Radley.
Well, John, how are you feeling? Very nervous. Very, very nervous. I haven't slept for the last 2 days. And, I mean, it's a lifetime dream to run in a derby, and I believe we've got a big chance, so that's even puts the cake on the top.
We just saw a story before with Neil Kearney. Where is the doctor?
Doctor's just out there in the members, and he believes that I won't need an ambulance because he believes that this will do me better than the 10,000 tablets it gives me.
Well, you've had a lot of fun with Tesla Rossa. I hope Davidoff can salute in the derby for you.
I hope so too, because I believe next year this horse will be a sensational horse.
Good luck, John.
Thank you very much.
The gentleman with me in the mounting yard has been involved in racing for many years. Leon Corstens, you could be on the verge of your biggest moment.
Let's hope so.
How's the horse?
The horse is super fit, very pleased with him. He accepted a crowd very, very good, so, now I'm hoping for a bit of luck.
How does the trainer feel at this moment before a classic, a Group 1 race? As I said, you've been in the caper a long time. Just what's going through your body at the moment?
A lot of butterflies.
I bet there are. And you know what it takes to win a derby because you had that great association with Bart. How many, 4 or 5?
Something like that. I think it's about 3 or 4 I had with him. So, yeah, but still I'm out on my own now, and the butterflies are churning with.
I spoke to you before the Caulfield Guineas. I spoke to you before the Amy Vars. I've spoken to you before the Amy Victoria Derby. Maybe afterwards. Best of luck, mate.
Thanks very much, Pete.
Third time remains lucky, hopefully, for Leon Corstens. He's only brought one horse to the races today, but he's brought a good one. It's the favourite for the Amy Victoria Derby, Hellenus.
Darren Beedman, what does Derby Day mean to you?
Well, it's the start of 4 great days of racing, and there's 9 group races on the program, and unfortunately I haven't got a ride in this year's Derby, but I ran second in the Derby a couple of years ago on Tie the Knot, so it's just an exciting day, and great atmosphere, and just get you pumped for the rest of the week.
It is. It's actually fantastic because I've missed it for 4 years, been overseas in Hong Kong, and to walk up this race here and see all the people dressed up and knowing this Derby Day, it's one of the best days of the year.
Well, it means it's like grand final day, really. This is what we work hard for in Melbourne, because this is without doubt the best days racing in Australia, and always brings back good memories. The day that Arena gave them a start and a flogging in the Derby.
Well, it's a great day. Every race is a championship race. It's completely different to Tuesday. Tuesday is more of a carnival. Everybody looks forward to the Melbourne Cup, but today is premium quality racing, and is some racing to savour and enjoy.
I know it's about the horses, but at the end of the day, it's about the punters and the fans.
Watching the excitement, the colour, the people.
Everyone has knowledge, and it's sort of knowledge and beer and how beer breeds knowledge. Only bet on the grey or go the colours or the Omen bet.
Well, this one.
I do that. I don't cry anymore when I lose publicly.
Seven's broadcast of the Melbourne Cup Carnival is proudly brought to you by Amy. Seven's broadcast of the Melbourne Cup Carnival is brought to you by Amy. Have a lucky day.
High in the air here at Flemington as we look down the field, about to go behind the barrier for the Amy Victoria Derby. First run in 1855, 6 years earlier than the first Melbourne Cup. So it's 148th of the series. Tulloch won it in 57, Farlap in 29, and Carbine was second in 1888. The trilogy of icons in Australian racing. It's been won by some of the greatest: Mahogany, Red Anchor, Grosvenor, and Dulcified Taj, Rossi, Tobin, Bronze, Sky High. The list goes on and on. David off there with Damien Oliver, who's won a couple of derbies already, and he's hoping to become the first jockey since Roy Higgins in 1973 to win consecutive. John Letts is near Hellenus. I'd be interested, John. I mean, a horse can spend a lot of energy on the way to the post. How does he look to you?
Yes, Bruce, he's a horse that he looks like he's using a bit of energy, but he's not. He's very hyped up for this race, and he's really ready to go without being overhyped. He's relaxed. He's got a little bit of sweat on him, but it's humid out here. But the horse has settled down. Stevie King's very happy with him. The horse looks magnificent, actually, and a real aristocrat of the turf, this horse. And Steve, what about Stevie? Felt good on the way to the gate?
He did, Johnny. Yeah, he's quite relaxed. Happy with him. Let's just try and win it.
Yeah, good luck, mate.
Stephen King, who won a derby on Star of the Realm in 1991. He beat Naturalism that day, Damien Oliver. That was a controversial ride. He was criticised heavily by your stable, Damien, after the race.
He got sacked off Naturalism after that, but that was the makings of him, because he struck back with a vengeance then.
Jason Oliver's Jodhpur's breach is still on Damien here, and well, if David Off was to win today, it would be a celebration at Flemington like we've rarely seen.
A celebration tinged with sadness, because he was a great mate of ours, Jason Oliver, and a great supporter of Damien's, and really blazed the trail for Damien coming from Western Australia. If not for Jason Oliver, Damien wouldn't be here in the saddle today, I wouldn't think.
Platinum Scissors, the scratching in the race, Hydrometer in the market. He's an interesting horse who's jumped up from 1400. There's Masquerado, a 2 from the Rogerson stable.
He's a bit of an unpredictable character, Masquerado. I'm just yet to warm to him, because he does so many things wrong. Wearing the nose roll there, you can see he carries his head very high, very proud. But a lovely bodied horse, beautiful behind the shoulder.
What does Stephen King do on Hellenus here? Where do you think he'll try and sit?
I think he'll just try and take a position just behind the speed. Just watch a few, lightweight chances, as we call them. I know it's a set weight race, but a few of the lower grade chances out in front of him. And then when the time comes, he'll peel to the outside. He'll give this horse plenty of clear running, and he'll see which ones can stay and which ones can chase him and beat him.
Well, they talk confidently about being him being in the Cox Plate next year and being a great weight for age horse. Well, this is his big test so far, but he has come through with flying colours. Just 7 starts, 3 wins all in a row, and all significant races. A couple of Group 2s at Moonee Valley, and the classic Caulfield Guineas. And the Caulfield Guineas Victoria Derby is really the classic double for a 3-year-old colt in the spring.
If you can win that double, you will be a very good horse. I think the last horse to do it maybe was Mahogany, and he went on to be a superstar of the turf.
So the last couple to come up, Hellenus at 190, 490 David Off, $8.70 Hydrometer. Wayne Wilson's been calling for 33 years. There are 25 Stradbrokes in there. This is his first Amy Victoria Derby.
Now they're lining up well, going forward. 8 Here's in line. Sylvester goes into line. Diamond Jake General Minolta still out behind the gates. Pressure time for Stephen King. He rides an odds-on favourite in the Derby, a horse who's got a little trick or two. The lights go on.